Alex Eala just became the first Filipino in history to earn a seeded position at Wimbledon. And on June 30th, 2026, she has to prove she deserves it.
She's in disbelief right now. But when this win just settles in and she can absorb the moment.
That seeding is number 29. And the player waiting across the net on opening day is Renata Zarazúa of Mexico, ranked number 76 in the world, someone with nothing to lose and everything to gain. For Eala, the stakes run the other way. This is no longer about arrival. This is about survival. Here is what nobody is talking about.
Obviously, one of the storylines last week was Alex Eala and the massive crowd. I think it was perhaps maybe more notable there because that's not a tournament that is typically packed. The Filipino fans had come to watch their player.
For 27 years, the Philippines had exactly one name in the WTA record books, Maricruz Fernandez-Gents, world number 284. A peak she reached on October 18, 1999, a ranking so modest it wouldn't earn a player direct entry into most WTA 250 events today. That was the ceiling. That was the entire history of Filipino women's tennis at the professional level, compressed into a single number on a single date. Then Alexandra Maniego Eala arrived. On March 16, 2026, at 20 years old, Eala broke into the top 30 for the first time, reaching a career high of world number 29 in the WTA standings with 1,525 ranking points. She didn't just surpass Fernandez-Gents, she didn't nudge the record. Eala erased it, landing 255 positions above it. And then came Wimbledon, when the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club released the 2026 seedings for the women's singles draw. Eala's name was there at number 29, making her the first Filipino singles player in the Open era to earn a seeded position at a Grand Slam. The previous seeded Filipino at a major was Treat Huey, and that was in men's doubles, singles, women's draw, number 29. It had never happened, not once. But this is where things shifted.
And the thing I like about Alex Eala is the growth there. Because I think sometimes people think she was born in Miami. You know what I mean? Like she just showed up in Miami and then that was it. No, I remember watching Alex Eala last year at the US Open where she didn't make it through qualifying and it was super devastating. She's been at this for a while and each year she becomes better and better.
Before Mallorca, before Miami, before Wimbledon, before any of it, there were shell courts. Roberto Maniego, known to the family as Lolo Bob, introduced his 4-year-old granddaughter to tennis at the Valle Verde Country Club in Pasig City. Not a WTA facility, not a high-performance academy, shell courts at a country club in the Philippines, and a grandfather with a philosophy that had nothing to do with rankings or prize money. Lolo Bob's instruction to Eala was this: keep your feet on the ground. That was the foundation, not the forehand, not the return game. Coachability, humility, mental resilience. A grandfather coaching a child on courts that would never see a professional tournament, building something that would one day be seeded at Wimbledon. Lolo Bob did not live to see the number 29 seed. The PDFs don't specify when he passed, but the weight of that absence runs through everything Eala has said publicly about what tennis means to her. At the 2022 US Open Girls Singles Championship, after winning the Philippines' first ever junior Grand Slam singles title without dropping a single set, 17-year-old Eala said on court, "This victory is not only mine but ours. I fought with my heart for this trophy. I did this not just for myself, I did it so that I could help Philippine tennis." She was 17 years old.
Oh, I want to go watch Alex Eala play. Like, oh my gosh, I want to watch. My mom's Filipino, so she's crazy about Alex.
Did you say that she wanted to make her a Filipino dish and then like meet her mom or something too?
Yeah,
Alex's mom.
Yeah. My mom went to US Open last year and she was just Alex was obviously huge then, and she was like, oh my gosh, I want to see Alex. Maybe I'll get a picture with her, but I also want a picture with Jenny. I want a picture with everyone. And I was like, okay, Mom, let's take it one.
At the age of 12, a performance at the Les Petits As, Le Mondial Lacoste in Tarbes, France changed everything. Les Petits As is the premier under-14 competition in global tennis. Eala entered as a wild card. She left as the first wild card champion in the tournament's entire history, defeating Linda Noskova, who would later become a professional rival, in a 3-set final, 5-7, 6-3, 7-6. That victory earned her family a decision: send her to Spain. In 2018, Eala relocated to Manacor, Mallorca to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy, the facility built by Rafael Nadal himself. There, under head coach Joan Bosch, a veteran whose resume includes former world number 1 Carlos Moya and Spain's 2004 Davis Cup team, Eala began the systematic construction of a professional tennis player. What emerged from that system is a left-handed aggressive baseliner. Her cross-court forehand generates sharp, heavy angles that push right-handed opponents deep into their backhand corners, an advantage that is structurally built into every match she plays against the right-handed majority of the WTA Tour. On second serve returns, Eala wins 59.0% of points. She creates an average of 0.88 break opportunities per return game, converts 44.7% of those break points, and wins 39.1% of return games. Those are not good numbers. Those are elite numbers. In June 2023, Eala graduated from the American International School of Mallorca, located directly on the Academy's campus. Iga Świątek, 5-time Grand Slam champion, served as guest speaker. Rafael Nadal attended, and then what happened next changed the situation entirely.
But, of course, with what we do, we're always traveling. We're very isolated a lot of time. So if you're able to kind of find someone like her she's so charismatic and she's so kind. So sometimes it's grabbing like a little dip.
And they go off seeds, they go off fan favorites. Well, they underestimated Alexandra Eala and all of Philippines that live in Australia because they all showed up to watch her play on a side court, Oogie. It was so cool, and she did so well. She won the first set 6-0 against Alicia Park.
March 2025. Miami Open, Eala entered the draw as a wildcard ranked world number 140. Most wildcards are there to fill a bracket. Eala was about to do something that had never been done before. Round 1, she defeated world number 43, Katie Volinitz, 6-3, 7-6, 3. Round 2, she defeated Jelena Ostapenko, the 2017 French Open champion, 7-6, 2, 7-5. Round 3, she defeated world number 5, Madison Keys, coming off an Australian Open final, 6-4, 6-2. Quarterfinals, she defeated world number 2 Iga Świątek, 5 Grand Slams former world number 1, 6-2, 7-5. Straight sets, 3 Grand Slam champions, straight sets, 1 tournament run. No wild card in Miami Open history had ever done it. After dismantling Świątek, Eala said, "The court is not the place to belittle yourself." Rafael Nadal posted publicly, "We are extremely proud of you, Alex. What an incredible tournament. Let's keep dreaming." Eala's semifinal loss to world number 4, Jessica Pegula, 7-6, 3, 5-7, 6-3, was the only result that stopped her from reaching a WTA 1000 final as a wild card outside the top 100. She earned $332,160 US from that single tournament run. She earned 390 ranking points that pushed her into the WTA Top 100 for the first time, the first Filipino player in history to get there. But this wasn't the end of the story. This was the beginning of its hardest chapter. Former U.S. Open finalist Greg Rusetsky analyzed Eala publicly on his podcast, and Rusetsky did not soften what he found: the serve. Eala's first serve accuracy sits at 65.0%. Her service game's won percentage is 63.2%, a low figure for a player who just beat the world number 2. She averages 0.10 aces per service game. Her first serve averages below 150 kilometers per hour. On the WTA Tour, a serve at sub 150 kilometers per hour is hittable. Against returners who attack second balls with the same precision Eala herself uses as a weapon, a slow first serve isn't just a weakness, it's an invitation. Rusetsky's verdict: Eala needs to add more pop and variation to prevent aggressive opponents from taking control of the rally before it even starts. He added, "She has Rafa Nadal as a mentor, so I'm sure they are having the right discussions to develop those areas." During Eala's run at the Berlin Open in June 2026, where she defeated Donna Vekic, Elena Rybakina, and Elena Svitolina in sequence to reach the semifinals, Joan Bosch focused the coaching staff's attention heavily on serve mechanics. That context matters. Those weeks in Berlin, adjusting a delivery that averages below 150 kilometers per hour may be the difference between Eala advancing at Wimbledon and Eala being eliminated in the first round. The number 29 seed is not a guarantee, it's a target.
Alexandra, so many emotions right now. First of all, no one wants to have to play against an injured player. I am sure your heart is breaking for Coco right now.
Yes. First and foremost, I want to say Happy Women's Day, everybody. Bear with me because I have a lot to say. I want to say thank you to all the incredible women who have paved the way.
On January 19th, 2026, Eala was scheduled to play her Australian Open main draw match against American Alicia Parks on Court 6, an intimate field court with limited seating. The gates closed before everyone could get in. Hundreds of Filipino fans watched from screens outside the venue. The atmosphere inside, cheering during active rallies, noise on opponent double faults, prompted umpire interventions on spectator conduct. Court 6 at Melbourne Park was simply not built for what Eala's presence creates. Novak Djokovic was asked about it. He said, "There are some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from the Philippines," which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever tennis player from that country. You could argue that it was maybe a poor schedule and maybe they could schedule her on a bigger court. But again, it's a good problem to have. 6 weeks before that match, on December 18th, 2025, Eala stood on court at the 33rd SEA Games in Nonthaburi, Thailand. Playing as the top seed, she won the women's singles gold medal, defeating Thailand's Mananchaya Sewangkyo 6-1, 6-2 in the final. That gold ended a 26-year drought for the Philippines in the event, reaching all the way back to Maricruz Fernandez's victory at the 1999 Brunei Games. After the match, Eala wrote on social media, "Para sa Pilipinas at para sa Pilipino, uuwi akong may sabayan for the Philippines and for the Filipino people. I am coming home with a gift for the country." At the 2026 Bad Homburg Open, Eala partnered with Venus Williams, five-time Wimbledon singles champion, for a doubles campaign that became one of the most shared sports moments in the Philippines that year. Eala wrote on Instagram, "Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I'd have the privilege of competing alongside you on court, Venus Williams." Williams answered with a story of her own: the best ride, the best tournament, the best partner, and Nike, Eala's global apparel sponsor since 2019, commissioned Filipino artist Georgina Camus to design a limited edition capsule shirt featuring the Sampaguita flower, the national flower of the Philippines, overlaid on the grass court design of the All England Club. For her 2025 Wimbledon debut, Nike had already created a custom Sampaguita blossom hair tie. By 2026, the Sampaguita had become the visual language of a nation watching their player compete on the most storied grass courts in the world. The disinformation arrived alongside the fame, as it always does. Vera Files, an independent Philippine fact-checking organization, debunked a fabricated viral post on March 25, 2026, claiming that Eala had delivered an emotional speech directly to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., a speech that allegedly moved him to tears. The images trace back to her appearance at the Philippine Women's Open in January 2026. The image of Marcos in tears was found to be 99.9% likely AI generated. Eala addressed it with the same composure she brings to a match point. I don't have power over what other people post. I am aware that there have been a lot of fake news articles, the fabricated Mel Tiangco on-air confrontation, the fictional Babolat sports car, the invented $45 million Wilson contract. Every manufactured story debunked. None of them stopped the ranking from climbing. None of them stopped the seeding from arriving. On Tuesday, June 30th, 2026, Alexandra Maniego Eala, number 29 seed, first Filipino in history seeded at a Grand Slam singles draw in the Open era, daughter of Valle Verde Country Club shell courts and Lolo Bob's instruction to keep her feet on the ground, walks out onto the grass of the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club to face Renata Zarazúa of Mexico. Her serve averages below 150 kilometers per hour. Her return game is among the most dangerous on the WTA Tour. Joan Bosch worked on her mechanics in Berlin. Rafael Nadal is watching from Mallorca. An entire nation is watching from everywhere else. 27 years pass between Maricris Fernandez-Gents reaching number 284 and Alexandra Eala reaching number 29. The question was never whether Eala deserves to be here. The record is incontrovertible. The real question is whether what Joan Bosch fixed in Berlin is enough to protect what Lolo Bob built in Pasig City, and whether when the pressure lands on the grass at Wimbledon, Eala's serve holds.